What's up guys, Christian here from Leanwithstyle.com. Chances are you landed on this video if you are looking for the Nike Metcon 4s. So in this video review, I'm going to talk about a couple things about this shoe, specifically who they're for. So like if you're a Crossfitter, just an average weightlifter, if you run, so stuff like that, different circumstances, if you should pick up this shoe. The overall build quality of the shoe, so is it sturdy, is it stable, is it not flexible? Then number 3, we're going to talk about the fit, the comfortability of the shoes. And then finally, we're going to talk about the price, so where you can pick these up for the cheapest price. So I've seen it in a bunch of different places, so I'm going to talk about that for different colorways and different prices. So yeah, let's get started with this review. So before I get onto the actual review, a little bit of background. So when I was looking for weightlifting shoes, I was looking for one thing, just one simple thing, and that was a great weightlifting shoe that could handle heavy deadlifts, heavy squats, heavy bench presses, heavy overhead presses, stuff like that. Because I do a lot of that here in my home gym. Basically, I was looking for something sturdy to push off of, a stable base or something like that to push off of in my workouts, because what I used to work out with is something like this. So this is a Nike, so this is the Nike free runs. These are basically running shoes, super comfy, right? But they're very flexible, they're very squishy, nothing really stable or sturdy here. So these are horrible for squatting, deadlifting, stuff like that. So when I was looking for a shoe to lift in, something like the Nike Metcon 4s really stood out to me from all the reviews I've been hearing. So yeah, so basically squatting, deadlifting heavy in some shoes like those that are really squishy, flexible, soft, that's not good for you, especially if you're trying to lift heavier weights. So you want something sturdy, maybe even go barefoot. But so that's why I bought these. So just a little background on why I picked these up. All right, so the first category is who are these for? So who are the Nike Metcon 4s for? Are they for lifters, squatters, crossfitters, whatever? So, all right, so if you deadlift heavy, if you deadlift frequently, heavily, all the time, you want to pick these up. I swear to you guys that these were made with deadlifting in mind. These are, they have a flat sole, so they're good for deadlifting if you see that. Super sturdy, so I'll talk about the build quality in a second, but I swear these were made with deadlifters in mind. I'm not saying that world-class athletes like Thor, the strongest man, would be using these, but these are definitely sturdy, they are definitely well built, and they are definitely good for heavy deadlifting. So if you deadlift often, frequently, and heavily, these are the shoes for you. I promise you, if you're just looking for a deadlifting shoe, purchase these. I promise you, you'll love them. It's a great thing to push off of when you're deadlifting. I like it more than barefoot because I don't know why, I just prefer having shoes than deadlifting barefoot. But I'm obviously not a world-class deadlifter, but Metcon 4 is definitely good for deadlifters. So simply put, if you do heavy deadlifting, overhead pressing, stuff like that, and you do the occasional high-intensity interval training session, then these are perfect for you. Definitely pick these up. However, let's say you do CrossFit. If you do CrossFit, then these are definitely an awesome shoe as well. I don't personally do CrossFit, but I have before in the past. And there's obviously a bunch of weightlifting moves, cleans, jerks, snatches, deadlifting, running, circuit style stuff, box jumps, all that type of stuff. And so these can definitely handle that. However, that brings me into the Reebok Nanos again. The Reebok Nanos, obviously they have CrossFit in the name, so they're specifically made for CrossFitters. These are a lot more flexible than these guys. I did a sound test on the on this video. I'll do another one in a second. You should hear it in a second. But if you're looking for a CrossFit shoe specifically, one that could handle a bit more running and one that could handle more circuit style training, then you want to definitely stick with the Reeboks. However, if you are just using these for deadlifts or something like that, just the occasional weightlifting session, heavy weightlifting session, then stick with the Nike Metcons. However, if you're a heavy workout of the day all the time CrossFitter, you might want to stick with the Reebok Nanos. Again, it's up to personal preference, but these are a lot more versatile in that sense. They're more flexible, but they're not as sturdy and stable as these guys. So what about the runners? If you run a lot, should you pick up the Nike Metcon 4s? Answer is no, definitely not. These are way too sturdy and flexible, or not flexible to be running in. You could definitely like maybe do a half a mile to a mile tops before your feet start killing you. But I definitely wouldn't recommend running in these or picking these up if your main purpose of these is to run a lot. I would recommend picking up something like the Nike Pegasus 35s. Those are a lot better if you're looking for a Nike running shoe than the Metcon 4s. Or if you run a lot throughout the week, plus you do weightlifting, then pick up the Reeboks also. So if you go to the gym, but you're like just an average gym goer, you're just trying to get a little sweat going, you're not necessarily lifting super heavy or anything like that, these might be a little bit overkill. I wouldn't recommend these unless you have the money or the budget for them and you like how they look. I personally love the all black look. It's super stealthy. I love the all black thing with the orange accent on the back right here. I mean, it just looks super sick to me. But if you're just the average gym goer and you're not really like competitive weightlifting or trying to get your numbers up, you're just trying to get a sweat going, these might be a little bit of overkill, but still definitely a good looking shoe. So what if you squat a lot? You're always squatting. That's your thing. You squat very heavily. I wouldn't recommend these shoes. I'm not saying that these can't handle heavy squats. I'm just saying you probably do a lot better with actual squat shoes like some Romelio 3s, some Adi Powers, some Nordic lifting shoes, maybe some Adidas Powerlift 3.1. So those are a couple options you can see there. Those have a raised heel. Now these do have a very, very slight raised heel. They are a 4 millimeter heel to toe ratio, so it's a little bit taller in the heel, but nothing compared to actual squat shoes. So while these do handle squats, in fact, I'm about to do squats right after I film this, and I'm going to be using these. When I pick up some squat shoes, I'll definitely use those for squatting, not necessarily these. So I would recommend some squat shoes instead of these. However, they can still handle them. All right, so that was the first section about who should pick these up, who are they for, and yeah, if I'm forgetting a category, leave a comment down below. I'll try to answer that question below as well. Number 2, so how's the build quality? How's the structure of this? Simply put, you guys, this is amazing build quality. So they have this outer sole here that goes around the shoe. It goes about to the middle of the shoe right here. And it's very like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's so sturdy. Like this is a well-built shoe. Nike has done something special with these Metcons. They just feel like premium. Like they're super stiff, they're super sturdy, which is good if you're like I said, if you're deadlifting or overhead pressing, you want something sturdy and stable to push off of. These are a great shoe. Also, thanks to this design of the outsole that comes here, it's very grippy as well. It's the same on the bottom, I think. So yeah, it's the same on the bottom here. As you see, it extends to the middle of the shoe. So this is very good for grip. So you won't be sliding around anywhere with these. So that's another good thing. Besides the actual outsole, this material here is the Flywire. So apparently, I looked it up on Wikipedia. It's actually 5 times stronger than steel, this actual material. So these are definitely going to last a long time. As long as you don't pick up any other shoes like this, that just because of the colorway, these shoes are going to last you and me a very long time. As far as the Nike Metcon 3s versus the 4s, I've never had a pair of the Nike Metcons before this variation or iteration. From what I've read online, the only difference is it's a different material. It's a lot more breathable, basically same design almost, just a little bit less or a little bit more breathable, but still the same amount of durability. So that's a basic change I've seen between the Nike Metcon 3s and the 4s, and obviously some different colorways. So when I was first buying these shoes, I heard of a complaint called the Nike Metcon Squeak. So apparently the Nike Metcons 1, 2, and 3s squeaked a little bit whenever you would wear them. Something to do with the insole and the midsole, since they're combined. Personally, for me, I haven't had this problem. Unless I'm deaf, I haven't heard any squeaking from these shoes, at least in my case. It might be different for yours. A quick fix apparently is to just put some baby powder on the bottom sole right here when you put it in the shoe, and the squeak should be gone. All right, so how do the Nike Metcons fit? Are they comfortable? Can you walk in them? Like, are they comfortable, right? So again, for this part of the review, I have to bring up the Reebok Nano 8.0s. Now, the thing is, these arrived about a couple days before the actual Nike Metcons did. If these arrived before these guys did, I would have said that these are super comfortable, one of the most comfortable shoes for working out I've tried. However, they didn't. I tried these on first, then I tried these on, and you can tell the difference. So I'm not saying these aren't comfortable. They are really comfortable. However, I try to play the scenario in my head. If I had to choose between walking all day, like throughout the mall or something, with these, the Reebok Nano 8.0s, or the Nike Metcon 4s, definitely would choose the Reeboks, just because these are, like I said, they're a lot like stiffer, a lot more sturdier, which is good. However, not good for walking around all day. Definitely choose something like this. That's not to say that these aren't comfortable though. Super comfortable still. However, the Reebok, the flex weave material of this, again, I go over that in my review, which you can find in the description below. These are super comfy basically. With that being said, if you do choose to go with the Reebok CrossFit Nano 8.0s, you are giving up some sturdiness and some a stable platform to push off of in deadlifts, overhead press, stuff like that. So if you're just lifting heavy and not doing any workout of the day, CrossFit style workouts, and you're just doing the occasional high intensity interval training session, the Nike Metcon 4s will definitely work for you. So as far as sizing goes, you guys, the most websites say to order a half size up, because Nike usually they run a little bit smaller. So order half size up. For me though, it fits true to size, so I stuck with my actual shoe size, which is 9.5. So it might be hit or miss. Again, most websites recommend ordering a half size up. So yeah, do with that information what you will. So the last thing about the Nike Metcon 4s is the price. So you can actually find these on Amazon, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Rogue Fitness. So those are the three best places that I've found these to be the cheapest. Amazon's a little bit hit or miss. Some colorways are super cheap, but the sizes will depend what price they go at. So the best prices I've seen are at Dick's Sporting Goods. They have multiple colorways and most of the best prices for those colorways. And they always run some sort of deal, and you can also, they have a bunch of coupons like buy 100, get $20 off, which these usually range anywhere from $90 to $130. I've seen them as low as $70 on some holidays and stuff like that. So I'll link to Rogue Fitness as well, because they have a bunch of colorways as well. However, they're not always on sale, but when they are, they do go down. So I'll link 3 options down below for the price. But from anywhere from $70 to $130, this is a great buy for a shoe like this. That's this well built. So all in all, you guys, for this review, I highly recommend getting this shoe if you are doing a bunch of heavy deadlifts, heavy overhead pressing, bench press. If you do the occasional high intensity interval training and you do some heavy weightlifting, this is the perfect shoe for you. It can handle CrossFit activities. However, if you are a serious CrossFitter and do a bunch of CrossFitting stuff, I might recommend the Reebok Nano 8.0s instead. However, this comes to personal preference. For me, I do the occasional high intensity interval training. I'm not into CrossFit that much, and I lift heavy here at home. So this is the best option for me. I will leave the link to this shoe, the Reebok Nano 8.0s, in the description below as well. But that's it for this review, you guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching, you guys.